Well, hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you don't know who I am, my name is Jessica Leichtweisz, and I'm a BCBA, and I make videos and study materials to help you crush your BCBA exam. So if you follow my channel and you have been watching all of my videos to help you study, you might have realized I haven't posted in a few weeks. Well, that's because I've been working really hard on my Deep Dive 5 class. It is almost finished, which means it is still in pre-sale if you're watching this while I release it, or right after I release it. So it's at a very discounted price. It is less than half of what it will be once it goes into the full actual sale once it's all finished. By pre-sale, what I mean is that you have a lot of content to start setting with, but it's not totally done. So I will be adding new content every single day, but there's a lot there to get started with. So you can check that out at hopeeducationservices.com. Today, we're going to talk about a term that I'm really passionate about talking about. Why? Because I'm really passionate about this concept. Honestly, no, it's not that. But I have, heard a lot of people have some confusion over this topic, and it's one that I like to discuss because it seems like a really complex topic, but it's actually pretty simple. So I enjoy making things that seem complex simple for you. It's one of the things I enjoy the most about teaching people on their exam, is just being able to find people have that light bulb moment. And I promise today in this video, you're going to have a light bulb moment when we discuss this term. And that is, what is resurgence? So stay tuned and I'll explain to you exactly what it is. All right, guys, hey, and welcome back. So today we're going to discuss what resurgence is. So what is resurgence? First of all, it has to do with extinction, right? And people compare it to a spontaneous recovery. So first of all, let's talk about what spontaneous recovery is. So people talk about a spontaneous recovery as in when you apply an extinction procedure and the behavior comes back, it's because of a spontaneous recovery. Well, that's not necessarily wrong, but it's also not necessarily true, because there are other reasons a behavior can come back when you're using extinction. For example, reinstatement. That's a reason a behavior could come back when you're using extinction. Renewal is a reason a behavior could come back when you're using extinction. And resurgence is a reason a behavior could come back when you're using extinction. So resurgence is the one we're going to talk about in this video, but I do cover all three of them in detail under H5 in our course. Now, in order to help you fully understand what resurgence is, I'm actually going to share with you a few slides. So you're not going to see me, but you'll continue to hear me, and I'm going to talk you through what this is. So stay tuned as I pull up my screen and we go over this concept. Okay, guys, so what exactly is resurgence? Resurgence is when you put a behavior on extinction, and then you teach a functionally equivalent replacement behavior in order to achieve whatever the behavior that was put on extinction was maintaining or was reinforcing, right? And then over time, either you stop reinforcing the alternative behavior altogether, or you just thin the schedule too far. And from the learner's perspective, the replacement behavior is no longer working. Now, when a replacement behavior no longer works, what does a person do? They go back to the original behavior that was put on extinction. That is called resurgence. So let's look at an example to make this really clear. Kelly cried and grabbed onto mom's leg to get attention. Her BCBA recommended that mom did not provide attention when Kelly grabbed onto her leg and cried. Instead, Kelly was taught to say mommy to get attention. During the pandemic, mom started working from home and was on important calls most of the day. When Kelly said mommy, most times mom was not able to respond. As a result, Kelly went back to crying and pulling on mom's leg. Right? So here we see an example of a person is taught a replacement behavior. Right? Kelly is she's crying. You can see in the picture, she's grabbing onto mom's leg and she's crying. Right? That behavior was put on extinction. Attention was not provided for that behavior. But then she was taught another way to get attention. She was taught to say mommy. Well, then effectively what happened is, unintentionally, because mom was busy and wasn't able to provide her attention, mom unintentionally put the replacement behavior on extinction, right? That's really what happened. When she was saying mommy, it wasn't being reinforced, which is the same thing as saying the replacement behavior was put on extinction. So what did Kelly do? She went back to the old behavior. So that is resurgence. Resurgence is specifically when a behavior that was previously extinguished returns because the replacement behavior that you taught to replace it stops working. Okay, guys, and there are other reasons why behaviors can come back. Again, this is H5. We go over this in detail in my deep dive course, but that is resurgence. So if you were to see a question, and I'm going to show you an example of a mock question, you might think the answer here is spontaneous recovery because it looks like a behavior came back after extinction. But it is, again, spontaneous recovery is not the only reason a behavior could come back after extinction. Resurgence, reinstatement, renewal, those are the three main reasons other than spontaneous recovery a behavior could come back after extinction. This is what a question might look like if resurgence is the answer. So it says, during ABA sessions, Clarissa would throw everything off of the table and elope. A functional analysis was conducted, and it was determined that the behavior was maintained by social and negative reinforcement in the form of escape. Clarissa was taught to use a break card to request a break. Initially, the use of the break card was reinforced every time Clarissa asked for a break. However, over time, her RBTs started declining her request for a break and instead started implementing a DRI procedure. One of the RBTs stopped once the RBTs stopped reinforcing the break card. Clarissa went back to throwing materials and eloping. So what happened? This is an example of resurgence. The break card stopped working, so she went back to the original behavior that was put on extinction. Okay, guys, and welcome back. So I really do hope that that video was helpful for you. I really want to make these concepts that, number one, can be overlooked, because this is a concept that, it's not like it's outlined in the task list, but it does fall under the task list in H5. There's not a lot of room that's devoted to it in our Cooper book, but it is there. It is important. You may see it on your test. And so if you do, I want to make sure you understand and know what those concepts are. Again, this comes from H5. Those slides are part of my H5 course. If you want to take a look at that, head over to my website. It is hopeeducationservices.com. Under the store, it is my deep dive class. And again, if you're watching this while it's released, it is still heavily discounted and in pre-sale. And the H5 slides are actually going to be uploaded today. So have an amazing day if you're watching this, wherever you are in the world watching this. I wish you the best of luck studying. Thank you for trusting me to be part of your journey, and I'll see you on the next video.